राष्ट्र जागरूक और सतर्क नहीं है उसे बड़ी तकलीफ पड़ती है, which means a person who is not considerate about his society, the, he may lack in his success and he may not make this India prosperous enough. I kindly request everyone to stay calm and look forward to the upcoming event. The more you feel gratified and grateful, the more you change. Now I call upon the choir team to invocate our spiritual aura with prayer.
Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious dawn. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel voices on night divine, oh, night when Christ was born. Holy night, oh, night divine, oh, night divine.
Thank you, choir. Welcoming our guest is considered as one of the heartwarming guests. I request our Dr. Sadi Radhakrishnan ma'am to give a brief introduction about the guest.
Thank you, Shamira. Vigilance is not only the price of liberty, but of success of any sort. Henry Ward Beecher. Good afternoon, everyone. As a NSS officer and head of the Hindi department, me, Dr. Sadi, extend my heartfelt welcome to each and every one of you for your being here with us today. I would like to convey few words about our college. Annai Violet College started in the year 1997 at Ambattur. Our vision is to mold and empower our students in the pursuit of knowledge, values and social responsibilities, and help them excellence in various fields by preparing them to face world challenges. Our mission is to emphasize our holistic education to enhance moral values. Our motto is Seek, Strive and Succeed. On behalf of our institution, it's a great honor for us to invite the chief guest for today's program, Mr. D.L. Tonse, Vigilance in Charge, South, and C.M. Sudhagar Babu, DGM Vigilance South, and Mr. Arun Kandikonda, Manager Sales in Chennai. I would like to welcome our management, our Honorable Chairman, Chevalier Dr. N.R. Dhanapalan, our Dynamic Secretary, Mr. N.R.D. Prem Kumar Sir, our Vibrant Joint Secretary, Dr. P.E.R. Premchand, our well-wisher and ideal Principal, Dr. Kamala Balakrishnan, encouraging Vice Principal, Mrs. Jafia Solomon, and on behalf of Annai Violet Arts and Science College, I wholeheartedly extend my welcome and gratitude to all the HODs, staff, and my dear students who have come forward to spare their valuable time to be with us for a while to attend today's Vigilance Awareness Program. Once again, I welcome you all for the program. Stay calm and look forward for the program. Now, let me introduce our today's chief guest. See, Dinakara Tonse, having the educational background of MBA Finance and Masters in Law from Nagpur University. See, Tonse is working with Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited, a government of India, Maharatna PSU, since past 33 years and held various responsibilities such as plant manager of petroleum installations at Koyali, Baroda, Manmat Terminal, Nashik, and headed marketing divisions of retail and LPG at Nashik, Nagpur, and Mangalore also. Sri Dinakaraganda Tolse, presently the head of Vigilance Department of Bharat Petroleum Southern Region, Chennai. Sri Tolse is a believer of Gandhian principles and practices simplicity and truthfulness. He is fond of Kannada and English poetry and literature, Upanishads and classical music. I welcome you, sir. Now, I also introduce our another chief guest, Mr. Sudhagar Babu. He did his MCom, MPhil, presently working as DGM, Vigilant, BPCL South and Chennai. He has a passion for teaching and research, mentoring many business school students. He has 33 years of work experience in petroleum industry with diversified experience spanning across various functions including operations, logistics, marketing and sales and vigilance in BPCL. He was a business development manager, Loops of Southern Region Territory, head of Loops Kolkata, Sikkim and Bhutan, and territory manager also in retail Ahmedabad, Gujarat, and he is operations in charge Kandala Oil Terminal, Gujarat, and he has 5 years teaching and research experience, and he delivered guest lecture on marketing, on corporate governance in various business schools. Great Lakes Institute of Management, Symbiosis Institute of Management, and Amity University. And he is he is mentored more than 14 summer trainings from IIM Indore, IIM Raipur, IIT Kharagpur, UPES Dehradun, IIM Tirchi, JNTU School of Management Studies, and Mumbai University, etc. He did internship on various topics, and in his guidance, he has so many students also. And we have one more another person, Arul Kandikonda. He is the he is also very experienced person in BPCL in South region, and he is a sales manager. Now, I welcome to next person for another program. That's all. Thank you, Samira.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we have occurred to one of the joyous moments in our today's program. We are too glad to represent our speakers of today's event, to represent their various ideas regarding the program. Here comes Ms. Farheen Tabassum from 2nd BCA.
Good afternoon, everybody. Adopt vigilance, bring prosperity, make India free from corruption. Today, it has been 73 years since our country was liberated, and behind this freedom is the sacrifice of our brave martyrs. After independence, they had dreamed of an India where everyone lived happily ever. No poor will starve, no fight in the name of caste and religion. But if Mahatma Gandhi, Subhash Chandra Bose, and Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel were alive, they would have felt ashamed to see the situation in India right now. Today, our India is imprisoned in the bed of evil practices like poverty, corruption, unemployment, black money, etc. Today, the situation in India is worse due to corruption. Some people of a country are betraying our country for money and making their country hollow inside like a termite. There is a saying that Power does not corrupt people, people corrupt power. As we all know, that our India was a very prosperous country since ancient times, which was also called as a golden bird. But the British took advantage of our illiteracy and unawareness of the Indians and looted us as much as possible. Today, our India is undoubtedly a free country, but corruption is prevalent in entire country. And the time has come to eradicate the epidemic like corruption. If India has to become a corruption free country, the most important thing is vigilance and awareness. For this reason, Vigilance Awareness Week is celebrated every year in the birthday of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel in the last week of October to encourage integrity, honesty, and accountability among people. This year, the theme of Vigilance Awareness Week is Vigilant India, Prosperous India, also emphasizes vigilance and awareness. It is very important that every citizen should be vigilant to corruption. We should not forget that taking bribe is not only crime, but giving bribe is also comes under category of crime. Therefore, today we all take a pledge that we will follow every law of a country together. Neither take bribe nor give bribe. Be honest and transparent. Contribute to the creation of prosperous India. I'll conclude by saying stay alert, be aware, build prosperous India. Thank you.
Thank you, Farheen. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Next comes Miss Menaha from Second Biochemistry.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen present here. This is P. Menaha from second year BSc Biochemistry of Annai Violet Arts and Science College. We are here to celebrate with absurd on birthday, whose main purpose is to spread awareness regarding the effect of corruption and those who are illiterate to know about their rights. The price of freedom is internal vigilance. Our country is imprisoned in the bed of evil practices like poverty, unemployment, corruption, black money, etc. The saddest thing is that the bed of unemployment and corruption, which has to be weakened, are becoming stronger. Be honest, be vigilant, make the India prosperous by ending corruption. First of all, what is corruption? Corruption is a form of a criminal activity or dishonest which is performed by individual or a group of people. Corruption primarily involves bribery and embezzlement, which reflects selfish and greedy behavior. Bribery is exchange of gift or favor for personal gain, whereas embezzlement is a type of financial fraud. If a country has to be corruption free, a nation of beautiful mind, I strongly believe there are three social key members who can make difference: the mother, father, and the teacher. This is well said by APJ Abdul Kalam. The inception of corruption starts with the opportunistical leaders who have already done great damage to our society. People who work on right principle are unrecognized and considered to be foolish. Earlier, earlier, bribes were paid for getting wrong things done, but now it is paid for right things to be done at right time. Political corruption is worst in India. The main concern, the main concern for this is that corruption weakening political body and damaging supreme importance of law. Recently, the government of India has increased the salary of MP from rupees 16,000 to 50,000, which is 300% increase from the existing salary. But even though politicians are unhappy and unsatisfied with this raise, they're demanding for more extent. This clearly shows how politicians are in a constant thirst for money and not caring about welfare of people. Tax evasion is the most popular corruption, which is followed by government officials, which leads to accumulation of black money and which in turn spoil the moral of people. Corruption is a true enemy for development. This is said by Mamta Banerjee. So 5 ways to correct corruption, control corruptions are: education, power of people, cut the red tape, use technology, lack of transparency, and professional accountability. My message, especially to youngsters: think different. courage to different, courage to travel unexplored path, courage to problem, courage to think differently. These are the great quality we have to work forward. This is said by APJ Abdul Kalam. So we are youngsters, we are the future India. So be the change you want to see. So please follow all these great qualities that are Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam said to us. So thank you for this opportunity. ஒரே நாடு ஒரே கொடி ஒரே தேசம் அதுவே நம் இந்தியா. ஜெய் ஹிந்த்.
Thank you, Ms. Menaha. Thank you for sharing your brave thoughts. I hope all the youngsters sees your thoughts. As a tribute to our national language, I call upon Mr. Vivian to share a few words in Hindi.
विवियन अनम्यूट एंड स्पीक।
आप सभी को मेरा नमस्कार। आज मैं विवियन सतर्क भारत समृद्ध भारत विषय पर कुछ शब्द व्यक्त करने आपके समक्ष उपस्थित हूं। जैसे कि हम सब जानते हैं कि किसी भी देश को समृद्ध बनाने में किसी एक व्यक्ति का हाथ नहीं होता। समृद्ध राष्ट्र बनाने में महत्वपूर्ण योग वहां का जनता का होता है। हमारे भारत पूरे विश्व में एक प्रसिद्ध देश है। भारत को आजाद हुए काफी समय हो चुका है, लेकिन आज भी गरीबी, अपराध, भुखमरी दिन प्रतिदिन बढ़ता जा रहा है। इन सब का एक मुख्य कारण है भ्रष्टाचार। यदि भारत को आजादी के बाद किसी ने तंग किया है तो वो है भ्रष्टाचार। कुछ भ्रष्टाचारी नेताओं अपने स्वार्थ के लिए देश को खोखले किए जा रहे हैं। इसका सर्वाधिक प्रभाव गरीब वर्ग पर पड़ता है। अमीर लोग तो रिश्वत लेकर अपना कमी कर लेते हैं, परंतु आम आदमी इतना पैसा कहां से लाएगा? यदि भारत को भ्रष्टाचार से मुक्त करना है तो हम सबको सतर्कता अपनाना होगा। यह अक्सर देखा गया है कि जो देश समृद्ध एवं सतर्क नहीं होते, उन सबको मुश्किलों का सामना करना पड़ता है। भारत को समृद्ध राष्ट्र बनाने में हम सबको मिलजुल कर प्रयास करने होंगे। सतर्कता तथा जागरूकता की शुरुआत हमें खुद से ही करना होगा, तभी जाकर हमारा देश सतर्क एवं समृद्ध बनेगा। अपना वाणी को विराम देते हुए दो शब्द कहना चाहूंगा। सतर्कता है सही विचार, तभी मिटेगा भ्रष्टाचार। मुझे इस भाषण में मौका देने के लिए आप सभी का आभारी हूँ। धन्यवाद।
थैंक यू विवियन, धन्यवाद। शायद तुम्हारे शब्द तो सभी युवकों तक पहुंचे। As a salute to our everlasting and evergreen language, Tamil, I call upon Mr. Shyam Jabaraj to take over and give his best.
நமது தாய்மொழியான தமிழில் எனக்கு பேச வாய்ப்பு அளித்துள்ள நமது கல்லூரி அன்னை வயலட் கலை மற்றும் கல்லூரிக்கு எனது முத்தான முதற்கண் வணக்கங்கள். என்னோடு காணொலியில் கலந்துள்ள நமது கல்லூரி மற்றும் அனைத்து மாணவ செல்வங்களுக்கும் என் முத்தான முதற்கண் இரண்டாவது வணக்கங்கள். ஐயா, நான் பேசுவது வலையொலியில் நேரலை போய் கொண்டிருக்கிறது என்று எனக்கு நன்றாக தெரியும். நான் பேசுவது படித்தோராகிய நமக்கும் பாமர மக்களாகிய பார்ப்போருக்கும் புரிய வேண்டும் என்பதற்காக நான் நடைமுறை தமிழில் பேச ஆசைப்படுகிறேன். ஐயா, எனக்கு கொடுத்திருக்க தலைப்பு பாத்தீங்கன்னா விழிப்புணர்வு இந்தியா. இந்தியால எதுக்கெல்லாம் நமக்கு விழிப்புணர்வு தேவை கொஞ்சம் யோசிச்சு பாருங்களேன். நம்ம இப்ப எல்லாருமே வலையொலி மூலியமா தான் நம்ம எல்லாம் கனெக்டட்ல இருக்கோம். வலையொலின்றது நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ற மொபைல் எல்லாமே தான். யூஸ் பண்றது தப்பு இல்ல, ஆனா அதை சரியான முறையில தான் யூஸ் பண்ணணும்னு நான் சொல்ல வரேன். யூஸ் பண்ணுங்க, தெரிஞ்சுட்டு யூஸ் பண்ணுங்க. அதே போல பாத்தீங்கன்னா நாட்டுல இந்த உலகத்துக்கே 70% ஆக்சிஜன் அமேசான் காடுகள்ல இருந்தா கிடைக்குது. அமேசான் காடை எரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டு இருந்தப்போ நம்ம என்ன பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தோம் ஐயா? கொஞ்சம் யோசிச்சு பாருங்க. நம்ம மாற்றம் உண்டாகணும் தான் சொல்லிக்கிட்டே இருக்குமே தவிர நம்ம மாற மாட்டோம் ஐயா. ரோட்ல எச்ச துப்புறோம், ஆனா ரோட்ல எச்ச துப்புது தப்புன்னு சொல்லிட்டு நம்மளே பேசிக்கிட்டு இருப்போம். தயவு செஞ்சு நம்ம கொஞ்சம் மாறணும், நம்ம கொஞ்சம் விழிப்புணர்வோட இருக்கணும். நன்றி.
Thank you, Shyam Jabaraj. It was really provoking. Now I call upon our chief guest, Shri Dinakaran Tonse, DGM of Vigilance, South, to manifest his presentation.
Good afternoon to all. Our Mr. Sudhakar Babu sir will make a presentation first.
I'll just. You are sharing the screen. You are sharing the screen.
Oh, I'll share now.
No, not now.
Shall I share? Shall I share?
No, I think I'm trying. I'm trying to do it.
Okay, just try.
Right. Share. You can see the thing.
Yes, we can see. We can see.
Okay, I will go for slideshow. That is better. Okay, you can see now.
Yeah, I can see.
All of you can hear me. All of you can hear me. Voice is clear. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Dhanapalan, Chairman, Annai Violet College. Dr. Kamala Balakrishnan, Principal of Annai Violet College of Arts and Science. Vice Principal, Mrs. Solomon, and Dr. Sathi Radhakrishnan, Head of the Department of Hindi. The learned professors, Samira, other management members of Annai Violet College, my dear colleagues, Mr. Dinakara Tonse, Mr. Arun Kandikonda, and my dear student friends, very, very good afternoon to all of you. Very nice to see you all on this online platform. Actually, we would love to have a real platform, but because of this pandemic, we are having a virtual session now. As already your students have spoken well, the theme of vigilance awareness, they talk in Hindi, English, and Tamil. I first of all appreciate all the student friends for putting their valuable thoughts. Now I will just make a presentation on ethics, values, and prevention of corruption. Actually, this presentation, the sequence of presentation will be like this. First, we will have understand the theme of Vigilance Awareness Week. Then what is about integrity pledge. Then we'll talk about what is integrity, types of integrity, factors building up the levels of integrity, a glimpse of India's track record on corruption, and factors contributing for corruption, legal and institutional framework for preventing corruption. So I will be covering all these points. My colleague, Mr. Dinakar Tonse, we are going to discuss about ethics and values, which are the need of the hour to combat the corruption in the society. Okay, now as we have already discussed, this year's vigilance awareness theme is Satrak Bharat, Samruddha Bharat, means Vigilant India, Prosperous India. So this is this year's Vigilance Awareness Week theme. My dear student friends and learned teachers, the Central Vigilance Commission, every year, they observe across the country Vigilance Awareness Week from 27th of October to 2nd November. VAW is observed every year, that is Vigilance Awareness Week, in the last week of October, as rightly shared by one of the student friends, coinciding with the birthday of Sri Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, former Deputy Prime Minister. CVC is Central Vigilance Commission, is an apex anti-corruption body mandated to fight corruption in public administration, in the central and all other state governments and all administration. And the purpose and objective of this Vigilance Awareness Week is to create awareness among the civil society and toward the policy of achieving transparency, accountability, and making corrupt-free governance. The Commission's objective is to implement the policy of zero tolerance against corruption. So that is the reason why we celebrate Vigilance Awareness Week. Now, student friends, I will share with you what Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam said. We will be remembered only if we give to our younger generation a prosperous nation resulting out of economic prosperity coupled with civilization heritage. That is what Dr. ABJ Abdul Kalam, his wish about India. Now, I just wanted to compare this with a simple example. Take a human life can be compared with a garden. Now, all of your student friends, if you wanted to get the best yield from the garden, you wanted to have amazing flowers, fruits, vegetables. So, what you have to do, you have to supervise the garden. Why? Because the garden always a constant threat from weeds, bugs, animals, and other unforeseen dangers. So we should have some kind of a vigilance to protect from the weeds. Now, similar vigil will allow humans to traverse their life successfully, not giving into the dangers of all pearls. So the growth and prosperity of an organization or a country also faces a constant threat. What is the nation organization facing a threat? There's a big bug. That bug is very dangerous. So we are talking about that bug only. That bug is nothing but that is what you call it as corruption. And for information, friends, as per the reports during 2018-19 financial report, the corruption bug ate away 1.5% of GDP in the country. That you can imagine how much of money is involved in the corruption. So that is the reason, that is one of the biggest evil we are facing in the country. Now, since it is an online platform, we'll be sharing this presentation with you, and all of you, my request to all the student friends and the faculty, please take e-integrity pledge. So the link also is given here, which we'll share with you, because it is a real, we would have taken the integrity pledge personally. Okay. Now, when you're talking about integrity pledge, so then you may ask, what exactly integrity means? So I would like to quote Simpsons: if you have integrity, nothing else matters. If you don't have integrity, nothing else matters. That covers the entire meaning of integrity. But what exactly integrity? I'll tell you a simple example. Doing the right thing, even nobody is watching you. Nobody is going to give the credit or not, but still you keep doing it. A simple example I'll bring to students to your knowledge. You are going in the morning around 6:30 on a road. There is a red signal, but there is no traffic constable. So if you jump the signal, since there is no constable, that means we are not integrated to ourselves. And this is a simple example I'm telling you. So integrity is the practice of being honest and showing a consistent, uncompromising to strong moral, ethical principles and values. Integrity means telling the truth even it is ugly. See, that's what even many people, Warren Buffett says, if you are looking to for hiring people, three qualities are required to go for a job, anything: intelligence, integrity, and energy. What he says is that if they don't have the first, that is integrity, the other two will kill you. That means integrity is not there. That means the person will not be eligible for anything. So that is the importance of integrity. So now, coming to the word integrity, it comes from a Latin word integer, meaning means wholeness. So it is the integrity is the inner sense of wholeness derived from qualities such as honesty and consistency of character. Integrity builds trust. What is the importance of integrity? It builds trust. It has high influential value. It facilitates high standards. Integrity results in solid reputation, not just an image. Integrity helps in building up a character of a person. So having integrity is one of the main qualities which makes family stronger, marriage bond stronger, business successful, and has an impact in all areas of life. In simple, integrity is going to enhance every part of your life. There are different forms of integrity. People say intellectual integrity, moral integrity, academic integrity, professional integrity, financial integrity. So that means intellectual integrity means And I'll use very simple words only I'm showing. A person does not change his views or perception depending upon the circumstances or external considerations. Moral integrity means observing the same principles irrespective of the situation. Whatever situation you are in, you have to face discomfort, but still you follow that. Academic integrity refers to ethical policies and moral code employed in the academic world by all the students and teachers all concerned. Professional integrity, when a person adopts his value and integrity to his chosen profession or job, we call it professional integrity. Financial integrity means one does not aspire for somebody else's money or property. Now, since we are a student, we talk about academic integrity. Academic integrity means being honest and fair with regard to all scholarly activities, completing all assignment to sitting exams. The basic things of dishonesty are presenting another person's work as your own work, providing other students with your work, make false claims, making up the data, engage in unacceptable group work or collaboration, then cheating during examination. These are all the examples of dishonesty in academics. That means if you wanted to be say that you have academic integrity, you should not have these kind of a dishonest things. Now, basically, integrity, we talk about big things. I am telling you in three simple words. What are the factors which are affecting the levels of integrity? First is the individual sense of values. So the first thing is that it starts with the individual. It starts with you. A person who has standard is to take decisions. That means individual sense of values. The second factor is that the social and professional norms, the society norms with us. The third aspect is that systems. The third aspect of integrity and transparency in public life is about systems. That is the reason we say that, in administration, in organization, everywhere there should be robust system. System should take care, because it was a survey. In that survey, what the people say is that 10% of the people are always honest, whatever may be the situation. 10% definitely will not reluctant to change the things, but 80% of the people will be honest if you follow the perfect system. So, for the greater integrity of nation, organization, department, what we have to do is that we have to focus on the systems. So, how you can do it? How you can improve the integrity levels? Stand committed, be honest and reliable. Stay committed doing the right things ahead of your personal goals. Try to be the same person both in public and private life. Not that you tell something, you do something else. What so practice and what you preach. Okay. So accept both success and failures gracefully, responsibly. Never let your circumstances, situation change your decisions. Discipline yourself to do the things what you should do, no matter whether it's going to help you or going to harm you. Treat everyone with equal respect. So, whether rich or poor, these are the things. Now, I am coming to another important topic, corruption, because the students have already shared what is corruption. Corruption is an example of lack of integrity. So, now to understand where we stand in terms of corruption. Achha, students, you are able to hear me? Madam, okay? Voice is clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
You are able to hear me, no? If any problem is there, please let me know. Because you are in a virtual platform, so once in a while we have to check whether you're able to hear or not. So corruption is an example of lack of integrity. So where we India stand in terms of corruption? See, there is an organization known as Transparency International. We call it as what they do is, it is a non-profit organization. It is in Germany and it is founded in 1993. It's basically it is to take action to combat global corruption and to prevent criminal activities arising out of corruption. That is their job. What they do is that they take 180 countries every year. They give ranking to 180 countries basing on CPI. Here CPI doesn't mean consumer price index. CPI means here corruption perception index. That means the perceived level of corruption in public sector. The country which gives highest mark, they get 100 marks. The country with the highest corruption is 0 marks. So free from corruption 100 clean countries, and highly corrupted 0 marks. So that is the score, and basing on that they give rankings. Now friends, let us see where our who are the which are the countries which are least corrupted or clean. If you take the CPI scores, Corruption Perception Index scores, Denmark 87 marks first rank, New Zealand 87 marks first rank, Finland 86 third rank. So what I want to tell you is that Denmark, New Zealand, Finland, Singapore, Sweden, Switzerland, all these countries, the corruption levels are very, very, very low. That means they are very clean in administration. That is why they got all top ranks. If you see here, United States of America is 23rd rank, but that means India is not seen in the first 23 or 25. Now let us see where is India in the next screen. India got 41 marks. They are 80th rank. Students, if you, I did not tell you about mark and rankings. So in this corruption perception index, India got 41 marks and 80th rank. So I did not tell you, if you want to get the top ranks, you want to score highest GPA or CGPA, how much efforts as a country we have to put for reviewing the corrupt practices. Okay, so that is what we are talking about. As already told you, Somalia has been ranked last with a score of 9 marks, like behind South Sudan and Syria. Now, what is corruption? She's already has explained to you, one of the student. Misuse of public power for private benefit, misuse of position of trust, abusing one's own position illegally, and it is accepting bribes, inappropriate gifts, selling to customers inferior quality of products, overcharging. This also under corruption. That means using inferior quality of material at workplace, diverting funds, defrauding investors. These are all corrupt practices. So in the country, to tell you a simple example, when a person is going on a road by bike, not wearing a helmet, if the traffic constable catches him, so he would try to bribe the constable. So it starts from there, and it goes up to getting big contract tenders. So that is the level of corruption is happening. So now who is going to benefit? Because you are violating safety norms. It is only for your own danger. Unnecessarily you are encouraging a corrupt practice, and that is what is the corruption. Then what are the causes of corruption? Corruption, I need not tell you what are the causes. Greed for money, power, or materialistic desires, low levels of democracy, weak civil participation, no seriousness by people, lack of transparency, lack of values, high bureaucracy, inefficient administration, high levels of market and political monopolization, low press freedom, low economic freedom, and no erotic supply of goods and services for the large population where there is a scarcity, absence of effective internal control mechanism. So these are all the causes for corruption. Now, what is the impact of this corruption on the country? Corruption is a serious economic issue as it adversely affects the country's economic development and achievement of developmental goals. It promotes inefficiencies in utilization of resources, distorts the market, and destroys the environment. So it is one is that it has a serious economic issue, country's economic development and achievement of developmental goals. Utilization of resources will not be equal. Why? Because there is somebody will have more, somebody will have less. Then is a national threat to national security, deprivation of the poor and weaker sections of the economic society. In simple, corruption is like a poison that kills the ethical traits of various traits or values of the people. It also gives rise to crimes in our society, deteriorating quality of our life, And corruption, nepotism, and dishonesty have tarnished every fabric of our social life. Finally, corruption damages the country's image and stature in the world. So these are all the corrupt, this thing causes impact of corruption. So what are all the remedies available in our country to combat corruption? Let us see. There is a legal framework. Also, there is a institutional framework. Let us see. We have got, I will not go deep into the details. I will tell you. One is legal framework, Prevention of Corruption of Prevention of Corruption Act 1988, which was amended in 2018. Official Secretaries Act, Code of Conduct in Government Departments and PSUs, IPC, Indian Penal Code, for public servant offences, prevention of money laundering, whistleblower protection policies, Right to Information Act (RTI), the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, so that the lot of legal framework is available to combat corruption in the country. Now, what are the institutions we have? We have a Central Vigilance Commission, we have CBI, Central Bureau of Investigation, we have Chief Technical Examiner for the tenders, we have Chief Vigilance Officers in public sector undertakings, we have Lokayukt, we have anti-corruption bureaus, we have public grievance portals, we have independent external monitors for, and I told you that the CBC, I told you, Central Vigilance Commission, and we have got chief vigilance officers, and we have got vigilance department in every organization. Then what exactly, suppose I will tell you what exactly vigilance means. Vigilance means nothing but to be watchful, to be alert, and also sense what is happening in and around you. Vigilance is not only for investigation, but preventing. It is linked to security. Now, why organizations need vigilance? You should know it. Suppose you are joining in a corporate or in a department. Every department we have vigilance department. Why? Because it is a tool of management. It has to protect the organization department from the internal dangers. So what will happen? Suppose you know that external there is a danger to the organization or a unit or a factory or anything. What they do is they increase the number of security people. They ask for police protection. So you can secure it. But if there are internal dangers, like our Satyam computers, like Enron, all these things, these organizations have damaged much more to the society, to the organizations, the country as such. So for that internal dangers, there is vigilance to check that. So the role of vigilance is to protect the organization from internal dangers, from more serious than external threats. So where is all vigilance is needed? Have high discretionary powers, jumping the queue. Why? Because normally we see that we have a habit of jumping the queue, because we don't have a policy of wait for your turn in our country. We wanted everything to be done fast. So, and for that we wanted to bribe. So that is why where vigilance is needed. So individuals with doubtful integrity on the system, so delay in decision making, and rules and procedures are complex. So that is the reason why, student friends, we have got income tax, income tax, tax structure. Why? Because the more the cumbersome, more the chances for corruption. So that's all about vigilance. Then, so the vigilance helps the management, disciplining the wrongdoers, protecting honest performers. So transparency, your student told, one of the student told about transparency, reducing wastages. These are all the things. Now, so that means why I have told these two slides. Actually, it's not planning. Why? Because because Central Vigilance Commission, under that there are chief vigilance, and every department, every government department, railways, every organization, we have vigilance. So you should know what is vigilance. That's why I shared with you. Now, what is the basic steps to fight corruption? So individual level, organization level, what we should do? As an individual, inculcate values such as honesty, integrity, selfishness. Ask for a bill when you purchase something, and go to RTI. And that's what I was telling you. Wait for your turn and build that culture. Never expect illegal work for yourself by paying red tape. And you have to fight corruption. When you notice corruption, do not hide it. Disclose to the public. Promote transparency. So when you are fined by government authority for violating rules, whether it's police constable or anything, don't bribe using political power. So that is where we have to start individual. At the organization level, we have got e-tendering systems and automation of all the operations. Simple thing. Earlier, railway tickets we used to go to manually to the booking counters. Now you know it. You have IRCC portal. So why all this large scale automation done in government departments, in companies, to avoid individual interference, to avoid corrupt practices? As one of your students rightly told, for as a government, what they have to contribute for the eradication of corruption is that with the help of education, we can reduce corruption. As per the information, the least corrupt state is in India is Kerala, because which has highest literacy. So the literacy, improving literacy, transparent tax structures, these are all the things government has to contribute to fight corruption. And the digital advantage, earlier it was not digital, system driven, then publication of guidelines through online portals, so everything access to citizens through net mobile applications, so web based things for feedback. That means the government and the organizations also doing every day, they are trying to improve the system so that manual interference will not be there. Take the advantage of digital age to avoid corruption in public administration. The social angle, and you and me, that means please as a student, never as a people, common man, don't resign to the fate that okay, corruption is okay, chalta hai, okay, this all okay, no, what we can do. No, as some of the students said, everybody can do, contribute something. And let us not emphasis on material wealth, and who will well the cat. That's what, if you find anything corrupt practice happening, please inform. And let us not only high qualification, but value also should be high. It's not only academic qualification or degrees are needed, there should be value in the society, because today what country is facing is that lack of ethical values, which are creating for the reasons for the crimes, atrocities, everything happening, the dangers happening in the society because of the low values. So don't accept corruption as a source. Don't socially accept the corruption, dowry or evils. Please don't accept it. So what I wanted to tell you, this is what I just wanted to tell you. I'll just recapitulate. I told you what is, so why we celebrate Vigilance Awareness Week. Then I said, what is the theme of vigilance awareness? Then why we should be vigilant? Because I told you the I have an example of a garden and an example of a country. What is a dangerous bug? That dangerous bug is corruption. Corruption level where we stand, I explained you. As a country, which rank we are there, 41 marks with the 80th rank. So our idea, like in academics, we wanted to be in the top ranks. So how much effort you have to put as an individual, as an organization, as a country, what we should do. Let us not take it, who will do well the cat, why should I do it? No, every citizen, every person, to every level, whatever you can do it, so you can contribute for in combating corruption, fighting corruption, which is a dangerous bug. So that being vigilant, I told you what is vigilance, why we should be vigilant. So vigilant India, you can be corrupt free, so that country can become prosperous. So now I will over to my colleague. I will stop sharing here. Ms. Dinakar to carry forward.
Thank you, Sudhakar.
Thank you, Dinakar.
So, good evening. This is Dinakar Tonse from Bharat Petroleum. Respected Dr. Dhanapalan sir, Dr. Kamala Balakrishnan, Dr. Sati Radhakrishnan, other professors, the members of the management, and my dear students. A very good evening to all of you. Sudhakar has discussed the organizational pattern, the macro view of the corruption and the allied issues, and what are the mechanisms to combat it. Before getting into the subject, so you have just a recap. So Sudhakar has discussed where we stand in corruption statistics, what are the factors contributing to corruption, what are the legal and institutional framework for prevention of corruption in India, and how society looks at corruption. My dear students, the flow of thoughts or flow of the speech may be very fast, and it may too many subjects were discussed. I would like to request you to probe these things in the internet and get some idea on what these things are and have a knowledge. Having a knowledge of these things is very, very important to lead a transparent and ethical life, because we should know what is the external environment we are living. Whether it is good, bad, or whatever, ugly, it is our system. So unless we know what is the system, we will not be able to improve that. Okay. Now, my role is very, very limited. So now I would like to bring this to the macro to micro level. One of the elements Sudhakar has discussed is, so normally when the things go beyond control or things are enormous, the bad things are enormous, we resign to the fate and accept it. This is what is there, let us accept it. But there are certain people who will not accept it and fight it, and their names will be taken for centuries and thousands of years, because that person has went against the system and sought to it that the right thing would prevail. So he has done that. So such people are remembered forever. What are those qualities those people have? So what is the value system we have inherited? Have we inherited a system where corruption is the norm? What are the values which will contribute in eradication of corruption? What is the winds of change next generation expects? I personally thank each one of you who have talked on Vigilance Awareness Week. You have gathered so much of information, and you are so much passionately you have presented your thoughts. So it makes us so much happy. We are really elated by your words, and we have got so much of confidence that the future of India is in better hands. So let me start my discussion with a positive note. So yes, there are so many things, so many aspects are there which are pulling India's image down. As far as the transparency ratings or corruption percentages or the volume of corruption and all those things which are pulling it down. But there are people like you. There are 120 students are participating in this webinar, and I hope that all these 122 students will be the warriors of transparency and integrity. So with this, I got a very high hope that we can really wipe these dirty writings on the wall and start India as a clean country. So first, let us examine for a moment ethics and what are ethics and values. So ethics, the dictionary meaning is relating to moral or morally correct, treating the moral questions and honorable. The word is derived from a Greek word ethos, which basically refers to character and sentiments of society. Let us discuss it further. How to think ethically. Analyze whether the proposed behavior or standard behavior promotes the greatest good or greatest human welfare. Whether the work which I am going to do, whether the decision I am going to take is benefiting only a few people or it is benefiting everybody at large. Am I snatching somebody's share and give it to somebody else? Identify the legitimate rights of the groups or individuals and duties of the actors. If somebody has got a right to get something, my decision should not stop it. If it stops, it is not ethical. Analyze whether all parties are treated fairly, that is equally, or differently only if there is legitimate reason. If I am the decision maker, so the benefit should flow in all directions equally, unless there is a legislation or something that certain people, certain deprived sections should be treated differently so that they will get the benefit more than the people who are already developed. Then only it is ethical, otherwise it is unethical. Analyze whether the proposed behavior is consistent with the recognized virtues. What are the virtues? Certain virtues Sudhakar has discussed. So we are going to discuss the values. If these values are a part of our character, that it becomes a virtue. Ask whether the common good is adequately served. What is the common good? It is good for everyone, not one party or one segment of people. So there are 5 principles of ethical tower. So first one is purpose, second one is pride, third one is patience, and fourth one is persistence, and fifth one is perspective. So the pride means I feel good about myself and need the acceptance of other people to feel important. A balanced self-esteem keeps me going. Normally what happens when a person assumes power, he says that I have got so much of power, so I can do anything. No, it is not the case. Your image is based on the perception of the people, what good you have done to them. Then patience. Now, when we are normally jealous, human beings are normally jealous of others' development. When someone else acquires a property or acquires a degree or acquires anything, so we feel jealous and we rush to that. No, God has designed everything for everybody, so that we should have that patience that I will get my due in the due time as per the design. I need not be jealous and do something wrong to get that. Persistence. Persistence is you will not get victory or you will not win at the first stroke. There will be so many problems will come, but you should be you should have so much of courage. You should have so much of perseverance. So that you will work persistently on that cause. So Winston Churchill's dialogue is there. He went to one school. He went to one school, but at that time the World War II was going on. So he was very busy. He has to attend a meeting. So he was asked to talk at the end as a chief guest. He said, I do not have time to make a speech, but I'll tell in one sentence I'll say, that is, never, 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 never give up. Don't give up. There will be so many problems, so many 100 people will say, you are a fool, you are a mad person, why are you pursuing this? But if your conscience says that whatever you are doing is right, never give up under any circumstances. Perspective. I take time to enter each day quietly in a mood of reflection. This helps me to get myself focused and allow me to listen to my inner self to see things more clearly. What are the perspective of my decisions? What are the perspective of my talk? What are the perspective of my decision, of my relationships? So this is guided by my conscience. Okay. So there is a perspective, there is a purpose, there is a patience. So what are the questions before we take a decision? If it should be ethical, what questions we need to ask? Is it legal? Will I be violating either civil law or company policy? Is it balanced? Is it fair to all concerned? Does it promote a win-win relationship? We are not here to defeat someone. Nobody is enemies. All are our fellow citizens. So our decisions should not defeat someone and make profit to someone else. How will it make me feel about myself? Will it make me proud? Would I feel good if my decision was published in the newspaper? Would I feel good if my family knows about it? So whoever is doing a wrong thing will not feel proud about it, number one. Number two, if it is published in the newspaper, then it will be a matter of shame. They will not feel good if it is shared with the family. So those are all unethical things. I'd like to read out a poem for you. So this poem is written by Dale Wimbrough. The title of the poem is The Man in the Glass. There are 5 stanzas in this poem. So when you get what you want in your struggle for self, and the world makes you the king of the day, just go to a mirror and look at yourself and see what that man has to say. Here, the poet is talking about your conscience. For it isn't your father or mother or wife whose judgment upon you must pass. The fellow whose verdict count most in your life is the one staring back from the glass. The person staring back from the glass is yourself. Your conscience is staring at you and telling you, look, whatever you are going is not ethical, going to do is not ethical. It is not in the common good. So don't do. Some people may think you are a straight shooting chump and call you a wonderful guy. But the man in the glass says you are only a bum if you can't look him straight in the eye. If you are doing the things rightly, so you can look into the eye of another person, even to yourself also. Otherwise, you will not have a face-to-face yourself. This is what the poet says. He is a fellow to please, never mind at the rest, for he is with you clear up to the end, and you have passed your most dangerous, difficult test if the man in the glass is your friend. If your conscience is your friend, then you have passed the most dangerous and difficult test. This is what the poet says. In the last stanza, the poet summarizes the things. You may fool the whole world through the pathway of life and get pats on your back as you pass, but your final reward will be heartaches and tears if you have cheated the man in the glass. If you climb the ladder of success through cheating and manipulation, yes, you may be having that initial happiness and happiness of success. But once you get old, once you look back, you will have all types of heartaches and pains because you have cheated the man in the glass. So this is the poem written by Dale Wimbrough. I would like to request all the students to read this poem once again. So you will get the inner meanings more clear. What are the values of life? My dear friends, we are celebrating International Yoga Day on June 21. So we do so much of physical exercise and call it yoga. What is yoga? Yoga or Ashtanga Yoga was developed by a sage called Patanjali around 2500 years ago. It has got 8 arms or 8 organs. So first one is called Yama. Yama means controls. What controls you should have to call yourself a human being. Second one is Niyama or rules. What are the rules you have to follow to call yourself a human being? Because human being is claiming that we are above all creatures. Above all creatures, I am the best creature created by God, right? So third one is asana. What we call yoga is nothing but asana or body exercises or body postures for maintaining the body stable and flexible. Next comes pranayam. Pranayam is the breathing exercises which ensures that all our organs are oxygenated equally and we do not have any problems with them. Next comes pratyahara. Pratyahara is awakening the mind. And fifth one is dharana or contemplation. The sixth one is dhyana or meditation. Meditation is nothing but clearing our brain. So in computers, to make the space, what you do is you do an exercise called disk defragmentation. Like meditation is also like that. Once you meditate, your brain analyzes the things stored in the brain as a temporary messages, and all those messages which are not required it will remove, and your brain will be lighter and having lesser load after meditation. So last one is samadhi. Samadhi is nothing but looking at yourself by coming out of the body. So these are the 8 steps he has said. Let us revisit the first 2, that is yama, what are controls, and niyama, rules. So there are 5 controls and 5 rules which are specified by Patanjali in the Ashtanga Yoga doctrine. First one is ahimsa. Ahimsa is non-violence, not harming anyone. As per Patanjali, the human beings tend to involve in violence. It may be verbal violence or physical violence. So we should have a system to control that. Second one is satya, non-lying. As a human being, we have a tendency to lie. Even whether there is a reason or not, we normally lie on everything. So many things, even in silly things, if somebody asks at the noon at 2 o'clock, have you taken lunch? Just to avoid going to lunch with him, we say that yes, I have taken lunch. So like that, we lie in each and every count. So we should not allow that. We should have satya as our principle. Third one is asteya or non-stealing. Stealing is taking something for which I do not have any right to own. So it may be in a smaller scale or in a larger scale. So fourth one is brahmacharya. Brahmacharya means not that not getting into a married life or something. It is having a discipline in a personal life. So non-sensuality. And fifth one is aparigraha. Aparigraha is greed, non-greed. Mahatma Gandhi said there are enough sufficient resources on this earth for everyone's need, but there are no resources to feed everyone's greed. So non-greed is one of the things which Patanjali teaches through Ashtanga Yoga. Now these are the 5 components of yama or controls. What controls one should have so that a person will be a gentleman or a good human being. What are the niyama or rules he has to follow? First one is shaucha or cleanliness. Yes, for the last so many years, we are on a mission called Swachh Bharat or Clean India. So personal health and hygiene, maintaining personal health and hygiene is one of the most important aspects of self-control. This is the first rule. Second one is santosha or contentment. Whatever we have, we should be happy. If my friend is wearing a 2000 rupees shoe, it's okay. It's okay. I need not have that. If one of my friends is wearing a 1000 rupees shirt, it's okay. But let me be happy with whatever my parents give me. So this is what the God has designed for me. Let me be happy with whatever I have. So then our performance will be better rather than curbing on others. Tapas is, I was talking about courage and inner strength and persistence. Tapas is the same. That is the fiery discipline. If I have got certain discipline, I will enforce it whatever comes. I will have that inner fire in me. That is tapas. Fourth one is swadhyaya. Swadhyaya means self-study. So we may be pursuing science or arts or commerce or computer science or whatever. For 5 years we study one stream, and we may be a very good knowledge. We may be having very good knowledge in that. But life is having so many things. It is having medicine. It is having engineering. It is having so many aspects. So we should know. We should be knowing everything. For that, the only thing which helps us is self-study. Self-study is very, very important to look into ourselves. And the fifth one, most important, is Ishvara Pranidhan. That means whatever is given to us is given by God. Let me take it happily. Why it has not come? Why only me? Let me not ask those questions. So my dear friends, this was a tough subject, but I think something you may have gathered on this. With this, I will go to the major subjects we are going to discuss now, that is values. So normally the core values are tabulated as 12. These are the 12. Integrity, Sudhakar has discussed in detail about integrity, what is integrity and what are the integrities in various sectors, how integrity can be implemented, what is that. He has defined it in a very beautiful way. So I thank him for that. First one is integrity, second one is patriotism, third one is tolerance, fourth one is secularism, fifth one is simplicity, and sixth one is honesty. Then comes behavioral things: love, compassion, responsibility, respect, non-violence, and unity. So these are the 12 values we have to possess, we have to practice, so that people should be able to perceive these values in us. There is one star in the center of the screen, and one word is written in it, that is courage. Courage, we are not taking it as a value. But if courage is not there, we will not be able to acquire or practice any of these values, because we should have a courage to implement these things. So let us discuss briefly on each of these values. Integrity, patriotism, tolerance, secularism, simplicity, honesty, love, compassion, respect, non-violence, unity, and courage. So what is integrity? Integrity, as you already know, so it is a multifaceted value. It brings sincerity, it brings a code, it brings morality, it brings trust, it is a virtue. In business we have to integrity, we have reliability, principles, ethics, truth, culture, all these things make integrity. So integrity is a all-embracing value. Integrity is the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles or moral uprightness. It is a personal choice to hold oneself to consistent standards. In ethics, integrity is regarded as the honesty and truthfulness or accuracy of one's actions. Let us take a small example. You might have heard the story, the shepherd, sheep, dog, and money. There was a shepherd in one village who was having so many sheep. So wolves come and catch the sheep and take away. So he was having a set of dogs. So he was having dogs to protect them. So dogs will give a signal so that the wolves will be chased away from the field. So one day one foreigner comes and asks the farmer, I am going to give you 1,00,000 rupees. Can you give me all these dogs to me? The farmer thought the total value of my sheep is around 50 to 60,000 rupees. He is giving 1 lakh rupees. So there no problem. So that I can buy some sheep even if wolves take away the sheep. He agrees to give all the dogs to the foreigner for 1 lakh of rupees. The foreigner further asked, if you are ready to kill all the dogs in front of me, I'll give you another lakh of rupees. So she will get total 2 lakhs of rupees for giving the dog as well as for killing the dog. The farmer was very happy. He said, okay, I am ready. So third one, he said, I have got certain people with me who are very fond of dog flesh. So can you cook those dogs for me so that I'll give you 1 more lakh? So total you will get 3 lakhs of rupees. First thing is you will hand over the dogs to me. Second one is you kill them. Third one is you cook them for our people. So the farmer agreed. Once the farmer agreed, the foreigner got down from his horse and told him, see, we are planning to have a certain deal with your country. So we wanted to test the integrity of the people of your country. So we came here and tested you, and in the test you have miserably failed. Your dogs are the protectors of your animal stock. So they are your close friends and they are your most obedient servants. And without expecting for any reward, for a sum of certain money, you are ready to hand him over to the enemies. You are ready to kill them, and you are even ready to cook them. So, as per our observation, the standards of integrity of your country is very low. So this is what happens if a person gets into greed. My dear students, let us go to the next value, patriotism. What is patriotism? Patriotism or national pride is feeling a love, devotion and sense of attachment to a homeland and alliance with other citizens who share the same sentiment. This attachment can be a combination of many different feelings relating to one's own homeland, including ethnic, cultural, political or historical aspects. The quality of being patriotic, devotion to and vigorous support for one's country, a highly decorated officer of unquestionable integrity and patriotism. This is the general meaning of patriotism. My dear friends, patriotism doesn't mean that you have to participate in the freedom struggle. We cannot participate in the freedom struggle because we have got freedom long back. So patriotism doesn't mean that you participate in the freedom struggle or you join the armed forces and fight the enemies in the border. So this is the wrong notion. Patriotism means do something in which the country benefits. What I can contribute to my country? Please think in that direction. Let us think in that direction. John F. Kennedy, one of the former presidents of the United States, has said, ask not what the country has done for you. Ask what you have done for your country. My dear friends, when we are talking of corruption, we are talking so much in the third person. The politicians are bad, these people are bad, those people are bad, he's coming. But what I have done? Am I good? In the past 6 months, what all activities I have done, whether all those are transparent activities, whether those are truthful activities, let me analyze and let me correct myself. If I correct myself, out of 135 crore people, 1% will be honest and of very high integrity. Like that, the percentage will increase. So, my dear students, you need not join to armed forces or participate in freedom movement to show patriotism. Just practice the values and abide by the rules and regulations. That itself is an act of patriotism. Tolerance. Tolerance is the ability or willingness to tolerate the existence of opinions of behavior that one dislikes or disagree with. The capacity to endure continued subjection to something, such as environmental conditions without adverse reaction. A fair, objective and permissible attitude toward those whose opinions, beliefs, practices, racial, ethnic, religions, etc. This is called tolerance. My dear students, India is a country of varied geographical area. It is a large country. It is a vast nation. So we have got so much of language differences. We have got so much of religion and caste differences. There is so much of color, and our physique changes from each district to district. Our language changes district to district. So, but we should have respect for each and every form of living. That is tolerance. Here, see the pictures, my dear students. A cat and dog are eating from the same plate. So this is tolerance. Secularism. Secularism is nothing but giving respect to each religion and not making a religion as a part of any decision-making process or divisioning anyone on the basis of religion. So united, we stand. Simplicity. One of the major contributors for transparency and anti-corruption is simplicity. Simplicity is that something that is easy to understand or do. Something is ordinary, traditional, or natural and not complicated. Something is plain and has no decoration. This is so. There are two pictures on the screen, my dear students. One is of Mahatma Gandhi, who could go to Buckingham Palace for the second round table conference with only 2 pieces of cloth. He didn't have any shame or anything. He was comfortable. Similarly, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam sir, who was the president of India, he was a Bharat Ratna rewardee. He was a renowned scientist, but he used to squat on the floor and talk to students. Up to his last breath, he worked for the country. So that is his level of simplicity. The simple people are always high performers. Honesty. All of you know the story of the word kettle, which was asked by the inspector when a student was there and he didn't agree to copy. So honesty is what is honesty? Honesty is nothing but sticking to the rules or norms, even in adverse conditions, under tremendous pressure. So honesty is a facet of moral character that connotes positive and virtual attributes: integrity, truthfulness, straightforwardness, including straightforwardness of conduct, along with the absence of lying, cheating, theft, etc. Honesty also involves being trustworthy, loyal, fair, and sincere. Honesty implies refusal to lie, steal, or deceive in any way. An honest person doesn't do things that are morally wrong, because honesty is the foundation stone of transparency and anti-corruption. So, my dear students, whoever is going to matriculation school in Tamil Nadu, for second standard there is a story. A story of the boy called Yasin, who has found a bag of 50,000 rupees near the school ground, but he didn't take it to his home. He reported it to his school teacher, and in turn they have handed it over to the police. So, a class 2 student at a government school at Chinnasemur, Yasin had been playing with fellow students during the interval when he came upon an abandoned bag. He promptly handed it over to his class teacher, who found that it contained 50,000 cash. The teacher not only appreciated Yasin for his honesty, but also informed Superintendent of Police, Sri Shakti Ganeshan, about the boy's work. Now, progressing to higher class, Yasin has the distinction of being part of syllabus of his peers in the lesson titled Aitistudi Nirpada Ozu. So, this boy of second standard has shown that level of honesty which normally elders hesitate to do. Love. Love is one thing which will create so much of strength in anybody, with anybody. The act of caring and giving to someone else, having someone's best interest and well-being as a priority in your life. So, there is a story in the parables of Jesus. In that one story is there. The priest, the father of the church, observes a girl carrying a boy almost of her same height and weight on the road. The priest asks the girl, "Is that boy heavy? Why are you carrying on your shoulder? Isn't that boy heavy?" The girl replies, "He isn't heavy, father. He is my brother." The love towards her brother has made her to forget the pain and weight of carrying his brother on her shoulder, because he is of the same height, same weight. So he is not heavy, he is my brother. My dear students, this we have learned through the story. Now let us come to the reality part of it. An 11-year-old Malti Tudu, carrying her younger brother Michael on her shoulders, trekked 8 kilometers to nearest hospital from her village Channa to Gadda. Gadda is a district place. This is Jharkhand state where the hospital was located. Her younger brother was ill. She wanted to take him to the hospital. The hospital is 8 kilometers long and it is a village road. In that village road, she walked 8 kilometers carrying her brother and saw to it that he gets the treatment. So this is what the power of love is. Compassion. And when we talk about compassion, the only name we remember is Mother Teresa. She has given comfort to so many lepers who are suffering from leprosy and made their life comfortable and acceptable. So compassion means to suffer with. It's an emotional response of sympathy, but it is not just a feeling. The feeling is combined with the desire to help. Because we have compassion, we want to take action and help the person who is suffering. Now there is a live example of compassion. Alpana Lavakumar, police inspector of Irinjalkuda, Thrissur in Kerala, donated her hair to make a wig after seeing a 10-year-old student who has lost his hair due to side effects of chemotherapy. This inspector goes to schools for giving motivational speech. In one of the activities, she observed one boy was very dull and he was not in good mood. He was very dull. So he was not mixing with others. She asked the teacher, what is the problem? The teacher said he has lost his hair because of chemotherapy for cancer treatment. So all students are teasing him and nobody is mixing with him. So he has become dull and he has become somewhat like very, very dull. So she immediately went out and went to a barber shop and donated around 4 inches of her hair and made him to make a wig for that boy so that he is comfortable. That act gave her so much publicity. It has come in the local TV channel and all. But she said, I have done such a small job and people are praising me like anything. But how many people are there in Kerala who are suffering from this type of things? So what she was having a pride of having a long hair. She donated all her hair to a wig making company and made wigs to the cancer patients' children who have lost their hair. So this is what compassion is. Going one step forward, doing beyond what we think is compassion. Responsibility. So when we talk about corruption, we talk about others. Others are doing like this, they are doing like this. So no, it is not that. When you are pointing a finger at someone else, 3 fingers are pointing towards you. So there was a president in the US from 1945 to 1953. He was there for 2 terms. Harry Truman. There is a paperweight on his table which said that the buck stops here. You can say that he has done it, but when it comes to me, I have done it. It is because of me. The moment you accept these things, whatever this have today, there was a quarrel with my friend. I am responsible for that. Had I not reacted to him angrily, the quarrel would not have been happened. Similarly, each and every activity in our life, each and every event of our life, if we think that this is because of me, because I didn't have the proper knowledge on this subject, I had to get the defeat. Because I have not prepared myself for this, it didn't happen. So I am responsible for this. So if we own the responsibility for each and everything happening in our life, the corruption will not happen. Respect. Respect means feeling a deep admiration for someone or something elicited by their abilities, qualities, or achievements, due regard for the feelings, wishes, and of the others. So, as per our tradition, there is a saying that Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Achari Devo Bhava, and Atithi Devo Bhava. As per our tradition, the mother is equal to God, father is equal to God, the teacher is equal to God, and the guest is equal to God. This is the respect we have to give. This is the respect we have to show to our parents, to our teachers, and the guests. Non-violence. Non-violence is, as we have discussed earlier, not harming others. So, not harming others is non-violence. You know, for each and every mistake of others, we want to hit them. We want to fight. There are so many criminal cases are happening without any reason. People lose their balance, people lose their cool and become violent for no reason because they are not able to control their anger. My dear friends, non-violence is one of the value which is required to be successful in life. If you are able to control your violence, you will be a successful person. Unity. Unity is being together or at one with someone or something. It is the one, not being divided. So all of you know the story of the pigeons lifting the net containing everyone, and with their combined strength, they could save their lives. I would like to tell one example is here, because we are from some other state and we have worked in different states. Whichever state we go, when we talk about the general situation, people have got very high respect for Tamil Nadu MPs. Tamil Nadu, the members of parliament of Tamil Nadu, whether it's Rajya Sabha or Lok Sabha, they are united when something they want to bring for Tamil Nadu. Whether it is a language issue, whether it is a water resources issue, whether it is any other resource issue, all put up their fight unitedly and get the maximum share to Tamil Nadu. Therefore, Tamil Nadu is very rich in industries, very rich in production. So this is because of the unity of the people. So this is actually a model. This is actually a model. So in every state, people actually envy. So see the unity of those people there. There are so many political parties are there, but when the issue comes concerning Tamil Nadu, all of them are united. Okay. Non-violence we have discussed. Courage. So we have discussed 12 values, my dear friends. But if courage is not there, having knowledge of all those values is of no use, because you will not be able to implement it unless you have courage. Because the external environment will not allow you to practice those, because there will be so many people who say, people will laugh at you, people will tease you, people will pressurize you. But at that time, if you show the courage, then it will happen. Courage is the ability to control your fear in a dangerous or difficult situation, to be brave and confident enough to do what you believe in. The ability to control fear and to be willing to deal with something that is dangerous, difficult, or unpleasant. So, courage means not having fear. No, it is not having a meaning that not having the fear. It is that you will not have any fear to face the consequences. Let us examine the life story of Arunima Sinha. She is a player. She is a sports person. She was traveling from her hometown to Delhi for visiting the Sports Authority of India for some documentation purpose. She was wearing a gold chain, and in the compartment, some thieves wanted to snatch the chain. So she resisted. She was thrown out of the train. She was tossed in between the running trains, and she fell on the track, and she lost her one leg. She was there for 48 hours. She was there in the on the track itself. But she was taken to the hospital. She was taken to the government hospital. You have to read the book titled Born Again in the Mountain. So in that, she has narrated a story. So in that hospital bed, she decided, I will scale Mount Everest. Can you imagine the person whose one leg is amputated desiring to scale Mount Everest? Today, Arunima Sinha has scaled all the top mountains in the world, including Mount Everest, and she is the first lady of India to scale Antarctic mountain also. So this is what courage is. Arunima Sinha was not discouraged by the amputation of her leg. This is what the courage is. My dear friends, we have examined integrity, patriotism, tolerance, secularism, simplicity, honesty, love, compassion, responsibility, respect, non-violence, unity, and finally the courage. Right? So, what is character? Character is what is perceived by the people. In an ocean, there are icebergs, so mountain of ice. So what is visible is not the mountain. There is so much of hidden inside. So what is hidden? So really, if your character is the display, that is your behavior and culture. So what is inside? Inside is honesty, responsibility, reliability, trust, pride, discipline, and respect. If these things are there inside you, So your external behavior and culture will be good. So you will be considered as a person with a good character. So character stands for self-discipline, loyalty, readiness to accept responsibility, and willingness to admit mistakes. It stands for selflessness, modesty, humility, willingness to sacrifice, and when necessary, and faith in God. So, my dear students, I would like to ask a question to yourself: what you would like you to be remembered for? As a student, what you should be remembered? As a citizen of India, what you should be remembered for? As a son, as a daughter, what you should be remembered for by your parents? What footprints you want to leave? Yes, such and such boy or girl was doing this. So please think of this. If we have a target of this, we will never become corrupt. So we call everybody gentleman, right? What is the definition of gentleman says an honest man, a man with a sense of duties and obligations to his position, whatever it may be, a man who tells the truth, a man who gives the others due, a man considerate to weak, a man who has principles and stands by them, a man not too elated by good fortune and not too depressed by bad, a man who is loyal, a man who can be trusted. If these things are there, the perception of the people is that you are a gentleman. My dear friends, we may claim today, I say that I am Dinakar Dose, I am a very good person. No. If whoever is transacting with me, whoever is dealing with me, if they say that I am good, I am good. Otherwise, my claim will not make me good. So, my dear students, so Sudhakar also said we have got a lot of hope in you. So you are the next generation. You will be becoming the district collectors. You will be becoming the heads of the organizations. You will be leading the country in various ways. So we hope, we trust, we hope, and we are confident that you will be leading the march of anti-corruption and transparency with a strong willpower. With this, I would like to conclude my talk with what our father of nation, Mahatma Gandhi, has said. Mahatma Gandhi has said these are the 7 deadly sins: wealth without work, pleasure without conscience, science without humanity, knowledge without character, politics without principle, commerce without morality, and worship without sacrifice. If these things are 7 deadly sins, because only outwardly we are doing the things for the show, but inwardly we are not achieving the target or objective of that particular process. Okay. With this, I would like to conclude. Any questions, ma'am? So,
Sir? Sir?
yes,
Yes, sir. There is no question answer session, sir, because already time over. So,
okay.
students or most of the students are leaving. What to do, sir?
One second. So, where is it going to? I'm not able to. Yeah, screen. You are taking the control of screen. No, thank you. So, thank you very much for your patience hearing. So, I think we will be able to communicate properly. Thank you very much for this session.
Thank you so much, sir. On behalf of the institution, I would take this privilege to propose vote of thanks. First, I would like to thank the three speakers, Sri Sudhakar, Sir, Sri Dinakaran, Sir, and Mr. Arun Kantikonda, for making avail their. And first, I would like to thank the Almighty who made this program.
Shamira, unmute and speak. Shamira, unmute and speak.
On behalf of the institution, I would like to take this privilege to propose vote of thanks. First, I would like to thank the three speakers, Sri Sudhakaran sir, Sri Dinakaran sir, and Mr. Arun Kandikonda, for making avail this precious time to come here. Then I may also like to express my gratitude towards our management, our principal ma'am and our vice principal ma'am, Dr. Sadi Radhakrishnan and Mr. Yuvanesh sir, who had helped us throughout the event to make it a resounding success. I would also like to thank the great speakers who spoke out courageously. Last but not the least, I would also thank our viewers and continue to like our share for more updates. Thank you.